and I had blood just pouring out of my face, and I didn't have a costume that day.
All right, Sal.
So,
welcome. Welcome to Sparkplug Magazine's interview, man. So, tell me about it, man. Where did it all start? Where are you from originally?
I was born in Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, no way. Cool.
Yeah. My mother kept going back and forth between Kansas City and California,
Gotcha.
based on her pregnancies and divorces.
Gotcha.
She remarried the same man 3 times.
The same guy?
Same guy 3 times.
Wait a second. What?
She married my father, and she moved from. My father said, "Let's go to California." So they went to California. Yeah. They had my older brother, and then they got a divorce, and then he split and went back to Missouri.
Oh, man.
And then eventually she followed, and they hooked back up a couple years later, remarried, had me in Kansas City.
What?
And then he said, "Let's go back to California." So they go back to California.
No,
my mother gets pregnant with my younger brother.
Wow.
And he takes off and goes back to Missouri, and my mother got stuck out in California. So I was raised in California, but I was born in Kansas City.
No way. My dad's from Raytown, Missouri.
Raytown, cool.
Right.
My first girlfriend, when I moved out to Missouri for 3 years, was in Raytown.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Misery is what it was. Well, because my mother got to California, she got kind of stuck out here. But when I graduated from high school is when I was 17, and she decided to move back to Missouri.
Gotcha. So you were going to high school out here?
Yeah, I went to all the schools and stuff here. I came out here when I was 2 years old. So.
Oh, gotcha. You stayed here while all that stuff was going on.
Yeah, so I was here until I was 17, and she decided to move to Missouri, and then I went out there because I was 17.
Sure.
And I stayed here 3 years. The day I got there, I was ready to leave. It was 100 degrees. I'm standing on the porch. I just got out of the shower.
And you were sweating.
And I stepped outside, and I was dripping more than the rain that was outside. It was raining. It was 100 degrees, and I'm wet on the porch, and I haven't even stepped out in the rain yet. The music started when I was young. I mean, around 12 or 11 or 12. Jimi Hendrix was my favorite. My first concert was Led Zeppelin, 1969.
Really?
Yeah. At the Forum. Yeah.
What?
Their first concert.
Get out of here.
Their first album, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way. Do you
Yeah.
remember?
I don't know what the hell my mother was thinking to let me go to that concert, but I found a picture that was in a garage. They were Led Zeppelin was selling them. I must have bought one because it was a picture of the band.
Wow, no way.
I found it in my garage when I was moving. When I left, I was married. I married some girl while I was out there.
Oh, gotcha.
I was married at 18 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right after
I shook her hand, asked her what her name was,
Yeah.
and she said her name was Kathy. I said, "I'm going to marry you." And I married her 6 weeks later.
That's awesome.
They had 2 boys, yeah.
2 boys.
Yeah,
Wow.
2 punk rockers.
2 punk rockers.
Yeah.
And is that the one that's in the band?
They're both in, they both were in the band Driven Out. Yeah. Joe recently, just a year ago, he moved to New York.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he moved to Manhattan.
Oh, how's he liking it?
He loves the hell out of it.
He likes the East Coast?
Yeah.
Likes that vibe. That's
Yeah.
a lot different. And is your other son still here?
Yeah, Kevin's still here, and they got another band. Kevin got another band now called Gorilla Fist Fight. I got out of the whole scene because I got sober 35 years ago,
Wow.
and I got completely out of the scene because I couldn't go to the bars and stuff. So I kind of got out of it. What really messed my music up was when I lived in Missouri. That kind of screwed things up because all the Midwest music was like stuff like Journey and Styx, Bad Company.
Right.
All those bands were playing it. And the drinking age in the state of Kansas, which is right over really just driving over the bridge, was 18. So,
oh, wow.
So all the rockers all went to Kansas to party. Yeah. So the photos for the bands actually started because Joe and Kevin had a band in high school. No, he had a band in high school in their senior year, and I started going to their shows and shooting them, and I was shooting the bands that they were playing with, and I started learning meeting the other bands. And when my kids weren't playing, I was shooting them. So the other bands. Was that? Oh, the Rockets. I shot them the other day. I still got a sticker in my pocket. Let's see what I wrote down exactly how many I have. 1 million. I got it right. 1,374,917 photos.
Whoa.
Plus 408. The 408.
Where's the 408? What's that?
Well, on my page, there's all the albums,
right?
And then I have a portrait, a landscape, and a square format that are bigger pictures, and all these other albums around it. And I put girls in those shots to kind of sex up the page. I've shot over 2,000 bands.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Mainly local for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, the local scene, yeah.
The local scene.
I was. It progressed at first, and I was shooting everything. I was shooting punk, ska, rockabilly, psychobilly, just whatever I can shoot, you know. And then it went toward punk rock more because of my kids.
Gotcha.
You know, and I like the punk scene because it's real aggressive.
Yeah.
A lot of movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
it seems kind of, it's pretty cool.
A lot of spilled drinks and a lot of fights and stuff like that.
Yeah, you get right into it, man.
Yeah, I'm right up in the front.
You're right up in front. So you're dealing with the pitch.
I see pictures of me from the back of my head, and over the last 15 years, I see the bald spot growing back here.
I got mine already there too.
Well, this hairstyle I got.
That's what
comb back. This is actually.
I got that going myself, man.
This is actually a natural comb over, is what it is. I don't necessarily have to shoot the big bands don't need. Right. They don't need shots.
Right.
They don't need them.
Right.
You know, even if they do, they only need one picture.
Right.
And then there's other people shooting too, so there could be 20 other photographers, and they only need one picture, and yours might not even be the one picture, and you spend a lot of time on it, and they don't need you. It's the local scene is what needs you.
Yeah.
Needs the photographers. They need to get their face out there and exposure. Yeah. So I dedicate more to the local scene. I use Photoshop. I use Lightroom. I use Picasa for putting watermarks on. I used Photo Suite, and just different things to do whatever's faster to get it done faster. Because I do a high volume. I wasn't really into trying to get the perfect shot. The way I shoot with this pole, I'm shooting in the blind anyway because I'm not here focusing because,
You're using like a monopod, right?
Yeah, I use a monopod. I use it as a I call, before the selfie sticks came out. Right. This is a selfie stick. Selfie. This was 15 years ago. I've been using this for 15 years, way before the selfie sticks.
Yeah, right. Shots,
well, because I don't have a zoom. I have a fixed lens. I have a prime lens, and so I can't do zooming from up here. So I have to know where I'm at. So I'm the zoom. So I have to get right up in their faces. If I want that shot, I have to get up to the camera like that.
Right. Now, do you also shoot video nowadays?
Yeah,
as well?
I usually try to shoot at least one or two songs of each band, but I haven't done anything with it. I wanted to get started on going toward video, and things. Life just keeps getting in the way,
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Yeah, so. But I have a lot of footage I've been shooting for 15 years, and when I got this, I started shooting a lot of video.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's their last two songs or their opening songs.
Right.
Because usually their opening song is the punch in the face, and then and the last two are usually their best songs.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's bands out there that have this all the way through it.
It's true, man. There's some bands out there like that. What were some of your favorite clubs that you've shot at? What were you put up on?
There's a lot of clubs that have closed. I shot over 374 bars and venues.
Wow.
And so many of them are closed. I missed places like the Knitting Factory. Actually, I miss places like Cafe Nila. I mean, that place has only been closed a short time, and it's already affected me.
Yeah, it's affected, I think, a lot of people, man. Like the scene that was a spot for a lot of bands.
Well, everything has to shift, and everybody starts shifting. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. The good part is these people that play at these bars are forced to go to other bars to play. Exactly. That they get comfortable at one bar, and then they don't go anywhere else, and now they're forced to go somewhere if they want to continue.
You should talk to Canon
I
about that. Dude.
You know, I took it to
that should go to a museum,
I took it to a camera. I took it to a camera
That's
shop.
amazing, dude.
I took it to a camera shop.
Yeah.
I was going to buy. I needed to buy one of these triggers.
Yeah.
They were fucking $90.
Right.
Sorry. They asked me what I shot, and I said I shoot bands, and I said I have over 1 million pictures on my website, and he goes, "You shot 1 million pictures with that camera?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Let me have it, and I'll go check it." Yeah. And they printed out a printout. It was over 1 million. It was over 700% over the life expectancy of the camera.
I was just going to say, like, that's impossible.
Canon don't even know how long these cameras last. They immediately took that print and they sent it to Canon that day. And he told me, don't even take it to the shop to get it serviced. So just keep shooting. If it works, don't get it cleaned. Don't get no service done. If it's shooting and you have that many pictures, I'll just keep shooting it.
Yeah, that's really amazing.
My last camera was the Canon 30D, and I wore that out after about 400,000 pictures, and I rebuilt it. And the gears are like, they're mesh gears and they're spring loaded. So I completely wore. Gears eventually just wore out, where it wasn't gears like this. It was more like this. It was more like this. There was nothing there for it. And eventually, eventually I turned it on. It just started spinning. Well, I don't use flash. I haven't used flash since I got that camera.
Oh, you're just doing ambient light.
Yeah, so whatever I can get out of it,
That's great, man.
I have to just tweak the camera.
What's your lens of choice?
Actually, I have an 85 millimeter. I love it. 85 prime.
Yeah.
It's a sweet lens, and I get really good shots with it. But most of the places they shoot, I can't use it because I have to be too far back to get the shot I want.
Right.
You know, that's why it doesn't matter. I don't have to be at a big place. I could be at a place where I'm the only audience. It doesn't matter to me.
Right.
Because I can get shots. Memorable, it's like life when you grow up. All the things you remember, usually all the tragedies and there's all the basic stuff you don't really remember, and life just keeps going on. But so like shows like where a GBH show I did at the Roxy, Stage Diver was on the stage left. Stage left, and he was coming across behind the singer, and he got behind the guitar player, and I didn't see him because I'm in my lens looking, and then he stage dived, and the guitar player stepped out of the way, and he ran right into me and cracked my skull open. His head hit my head, and it sounded like two coconuts cracking, and my head was the one that cracked. So I had blood dripping down my face, and somebody. I don't remember who it was. Somebody came and helped me. Oh, it was Mary from Death on the Radio. They used to sing for.
Yeah.
She was there at the show, and she got me an ice pack and rags, and I had an ice pack and shit on my head, and I went back, I put it on my head and went back to shooting. I was shooting. I was standing.
You never quit.
I didn't quit. Yeah, I didn't quit. And another show I shot at the Knitting Factory was a Halloween show. It was a Skulloween. Elvis.
I used to love the Knitting Factory. That was a good venue, man.
Yeah. I liked actually the medium-sized room. I didn't like the big room.
Yeah.
I liked the walls. The walls and the color were black and white streaked, and you can when you edit, you can either turn it up brighter and see the green, or turn it down and the green will go away and turn it into black. So anyway, the Knitting Factory on a Skulloween show was an Elvis Cortez from Left Alone, does annual shows, and I was in the big room, and the monitor speakers, the speakers were hanging too low, and I cracked my head open on it. And the thing is, I didn't have a.
What's with your head and get cracked
well,
open?
I'm 6'1", but the speakers were hanging about maybe 6'7", or not 6'7", about 5'7", right. And I was down low shooting, and I stood up, and it cracked my head open, and so I went to the bathroom, and the men's bathroom had a line. The girls' bathroom didn't, but the men's bathroom had a line. She was the other way around. So I went into the girls' bathroom to clean up, and I had blood just pouring out of my face, and I didn't have a costume that day. Everybody else is in costume, so I looked at the blood on my face and I said, that looks cool, so I left it. The bass player for the Muffs, I was shooting Kim across stage. By the way, sorry. I know Kim died just last year, and I really miss her. And I had planned to go in her one of her last shows, and I miss her music. I play it all the time in my car when I go to shows. But anyway, I was shooting Kim, and I was kind of stretched out, and the bass player got a hold of my camera, and I was shooting like this, and he got a hold of it, and he started shaking it like this. He tried to shake it out of my hand.
Oh, man.
And I looked up at him, and he didn't even look at me the whole show. I kept walking by him. He didn't. I don't know what that was about, but that was kind of, yeah, it was weird. I don't know if he was mad or if he was just messing with me or what. I don't know. I don't know why he would be mad. I wasn't even shooting. Maybe he was mad because I wasn't shooting a picture of him. I was shooting a picture of Kim.
Right.
Well, you know, for a photographer, it doesn't come down to the music; it comes down to the performance. So it isn't.
Right. Well, on
it
that
isn't.
tape, what's your favorite? Like, as far as like you're entertaining and you go in there, you get some great shots every time.
Every time I get Charlie Decay from Outskirts. She was my favorite back a long time ago when she got out of the scene for about 7 years.
Right.
And I had more pictures of her hanging up in my house. You know, and her performance is just really good.
Yeah.
And I missed her, and she's back in the scene again, so
awesome.
That's good. Don't really have any favorites of people. I just like to shoot, you know. I just like to keep shooting and trying to get, you know, shots. And I still try. There's certain shots that I'm still trying to get that I see it in my head, but I have to visualize it from down on the floor, or I have to visualize it from up here, or not from right here.
Right.
Because I don't shoot right here.
Exactly.
I'm shooting like this.
Right.
You shoot.
Yeah.
Don't give up. It gets really hard.
Yeah.
And there's times that you just don't want to stop doing it because you're not getting nothing out of it.
Right.
You know, it doesn't feel like you're getting anything out of it because you're shooting, and you don't think you look at your shots and you don't even like your own shots, even though they're good shots. They're going to progress and get better, and you're going to take a lot of shitty shots.
Yeah.
You know, but you're going to eventually get the shot that you're looking for. I don't know if I ever got that shot yet. You know, there's a lot of
plenty of good shots.
Huh?
You've got plenty of amazing.
Yeah, well, I blow through it so fast that I don't even take the time to look at the picture sometimes. I only spend like 3 to 7 seconds on a picture, and that's it. I look at it and see if it's in focus. You know, if it is, I have to just decide what side I want to put the watermark on it, and I put it on, and I'm on to the next picture because, you know, I shoot from 20 to 30,000 pictures a month, so I'd like to shoot every day. It's better that I shoot only like maybe three bands a night,
right,
and then edit during the day because I edit every day.
Yeah.
I shoot at night and I edit during the day.
Right.
So I get up the next morning, I load in, and then I edit all the way up until I have to clean up to go out to shoot that night. And I just do that every day. I do that 7 days a week. Shooting every day is fun because I can edit during the day and get out.
Right.
The next day I do the same thing and just keep repeating it. When I do it the other way, where I shoot Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday,
Right.
I don't start editing until Monday morning. So I edit Thursday stuff on Monday, Friday stuff on Tuesday,
Right.
Saturday stuff on Wednesday, and so I work 8 days a week.
Yeah.
It's on my shirt. People say, "You have a card?" I say, "Yeah, I'm wearing it." But you know, it looks like half the time it looks like this, and I can't see it. But Sal's photos down. Oh, Sal. Oops. Dot. Yeah.
And you have million.
On my
million
anyway.
What's up there for people to check out?
When I say I've shot that many, when I say I have over 1 million pictures, that's what's on my site.
Sure.
On my site, I have that 1,374,000.
Oh,
I want to go back to doing radio podcasts.
Cool.
Yeah, I want to. I was doing some stuff. I did On the Nod for a year and a half or so, and then I started doing some stuff at Chaotic Radio. I was co-hosting. First, I started going there as a guest, and then I was co-hosting with Cat Monroe.
Oh, very cool, man.
And then she broke off with her own show, and so I was co-hosting with her once a month. And then I was trying to get mine up and running, called the Big Sal Show.
Nice.
So I wanted to start doing a podcast again. I'm starting to gather up my equipment right now.
Cool, man.
I would have started 6 months ago, but I went through a move this last 6 months. I want to start putting out all the videos I have. I have so much video footage that I want to start doing some video stuff. I've shot like maybe a dozen weddings over the years. Right. You know, nowadays people they get smart and they don't hire photographers. They just invite them to their weddings, and they know they're always going to bring their cameras.
Right.
Which is fine. I like to. I'd rather not be the main photographer anyway, because you miss a shot. I mean, if you're on a contract and you miss a shot, you can miss a shot. Just the cutting of the cake, anything. It doesn't matter. You can get sued for that. It's fun. I love what I do. You know, obviously I've been doing it for a long time, and it's getting painful. It's getting harder to do. I'm getting older, and it's getting harder and harder to do. Yeah. It's hard to. I'm having problems with my hips. Yeah. So I'm having pain in my legs and numbness where I have to go wobble and go sit down real fast. But it's not stopping me.
That's all that matters.
The pain isn't stopping me. I'll shoot with the pain, and then when I get through shooting, and I realize, hey, I'm in pain. But I don't know it when I'm doing it because I'm having fun when I'm doing this.
You know? That's all that matters.
So I'll keep shooting until I drop, you know. Hopefully I'm shooting a picture when I die, so. My last picture will be the floor when my lens hits the floor.